I'm gonna stop that early, man. I messed up at the beginning, but we're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that's 2 times in a row now.
You know what? We're not gonna keep track of that, but it is 2 times in a row. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing good. I want to start off. There's a text I got today. I want you to think about how you would answer this text. So this is a friend of mine. They're a pretty big deal. They're we'll call them a manager. They have a lot of employees, and so they. This is what it said. He says, "Phone call from the ongoing drunk employee." Okay, and then it says, "Hey." He calls this person by name. I'm not going to name him. He says, "I know if I test positive for smoking weed, I'll get fired. I'm really struggling right now. I feel like it would help me cope. You think it's okay if I smoke a little weed?"
I do not think it's okay if you smoke a little weed.
So you're not on board with that one, huh?
Yeah, do not smoke that weed.
Look, to me, we don't do drugs. We avoid substances.
We are a drug-free family.
Drug-free family. But to me, if you're having issues, don't call your boss and ask for permission, because the boss has to say no.
Yeah.
And now the boss is probably more likely to drug test you if you do it.
Yeah, I'm going to get. He literally says, "I'm going to get fired if I smoke weed. Is it okay if I smoke weed?"
Do you want to be fired?
Yeah. So stupid.
Yeah, all right. So that's one text I got today. That one kind of made me laugh.
Yeah.
Here's another text I got today. "Hello. I updated my phone and saw you in my contacts. What is your name?" All right. So if you get that text, what are you doing?
Usually, at my day and age, they say, "New phone, who dis?"
Yeah.
But I probably just say a random name of my friends or something, or I'll just say my normal name. I might make up a name my name is Billy Bob the Third Esquire.
Yeah, I mean, to me, my natural reaction normally would be, I'm just turning this off. This is spam. This is stupid. I don't want anything to do with this. Today I was in a playful mood. I was thinking, hey, maybe this is the Jadestone lady. Maybe it was her.
Oh yeah.
Shoot. Anyway, didn't think about that one. But anyway, so this is how I replied. Inigo Montoya. And then I waited a few minutes, and then I said, "You killed my father. Prepare to die."
A famous line from Princess and the Bride.
And so then a few minutes go by, and then this person responds, says, "I don't understand what you're saying." Maybe I should have done Google Translate. I don't know. And so then I said back, "Maybe you should share your name with me, Mr. Inigo Montoya." And then I replied, "You killed my father. Prepare to die." And then this person didn't reply back, so this friendship's ended.
Let me see this. Let's take a look. See. Okay, I don't know.
It's a green text.
Yeah, if it's blue, and it says if
red.
If it says delivered up here, and then this bottom one's here, and it says not delivered.
I'm telling you, it was delivered. So anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
So this part of the reason why I replied to Inigo Montoya is we happen to, again, this is not a podcast that reviews movies.
But we have been reviewing a ton of movies recently.
And this past weekend, we did watch The Princess Bride.
Yeah, we did.
Lots of great lines in that movie.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word. I don't think you know what that means. Yeah, so what are some of your favorite parts or lines in that movie?
I think, so we actually did do a reference to this last podcast where you're talking about how you fell down the hill. That's
right. We did reference that.
Yeah.
Is that what brought that up? Is that why you want to watch the movie?
No. Actually, Addie, when she was in town, she wanted to watch the movie.
Yeah. Well, so one of my favorite lines, and I'm probably going to mess it up, so those of you who are diehard Princess Bride fans, please don't beat me up too much, but it's when they're having the taste off, right? The drink the wine with the poison. Which that whole setup's interesting anyway. Hey, I happen to have 2 goblets and a bottle of wine, and the other guy happened to have the poison, so it kind of worked out conveniently. Yeah. But after they drink it, he goes, he says, "You fell for the classic blunder. Yeah. The first one is never get involved with the land war in Asia. The second one is don't mess with the Sicilian when death is on the line."
Yeah, and he's like, "Ah!" And then he just dies.
He just dies.
That guy really annoys me, and he has the same voice as my history teacher.
Do we want to talk about this? We're going to talk. I know I asked you earlier if we should talk about this. You didn't want to. You're hesitant. But I don't really care because it's not a hate crime because I don't know your teacher and you don't know your teacher. So just tell us some of these rules that your teacher has for communication. This is bizarre to me.
So she read a book, which is definitely a false book. She should probably check her facts. But this book says there are... every 1 minute there are 3 interruptions.
In class?
In class.
That's crazy. I mean,
I don't think
I haven't been to middle school, so I don't know how true that is, but that seems like a lot if that is true.
Yeah, I don't think when it's do work on your own time, there's barely any interruptions. But so basically she's like, okay, since there's that, we're gonna have hand signals. So you have one finger. This is why I don't like her that
so
much.
Stupid, man.
One finger means I want to talk, and so then 2 fingers.
Does it matter which finger? Like, can you give her the middle finger?
I thought about doing that one time. I haven't tried it yet. No, it's usually supposed to be the pointer finger, but so then 2 fingers in the air and then you have to do a signal, if you put 2 fingers and then you close your fingers and put them up to your nose like a tissue, that means I want to get up and use a tissue. But instead of just having you be able to get up and get a tissue, why not make things 10 times harder and have kids?
Yeah, because that would be more distracting. Because now so you put 2 fingers up and then bring your fingers to your nose, which means tissue. How does she respond so that the distractions, so it can be distraction free?
So she actually kind of pauses in her talking, and she's like...
So the distraction doesn't change. It's still a distraction.
Yeah, basically. So, I just thought of a good idea. I'll tell you after. And then, so then 2 fingers to your stomach means oh, my stomach hurts. I have to go to the
nurse or whatever.
The nurse. And then 2 fingers to your arm means I need a Band-Aid or something like that. And then another rule is you cannot throw away your trash in class. You have to
just throw it on the ground.
No, but that's kind of it. She's crumple it up and put it underneath her chair. And so one time I'm doing this, and so I get up and I throw away a piece of paper because I forget about it. And then she's like, Jonathan, don't do that. And so I'm like, okay. So I'm he's sketching, and I mess up. I'm like, oh, gosh darn it. So I'm crumpling it up, and it's so noisy. And so I just put it underneath my chair. And she's like, Jonathan. And I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. This reminds me a little bit of that episode in The Office when they had the duck watermark on the paper that went out, and it was an emergency. And so Michael Scott was speaking everything with acronyms to where it didn't make any sense at all. And so then he had to explain the acronym, which made it so he was trying to speak in acronyms to speed up things, to save time, but ended up slowing things down. That's what this sounds like to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. And then 2 fingers, and then you just point out your thumb to the door means I have to go to the bathroom.
I got a fart noise.
That one is you just let it rip.
Just let it go, baby.
But never trust a fart. And then if you do 3 fingers in the air, then that means that I need to talk to you and not in front of the class. Something like that. And so when I was talking about this, I thought I could make up a completely different sign, 4 fingers. I'm 2 fingers, and I'm pointing to my forehead. And that doesn't mean anything, so.
Or do the 2 fingers, then you point to your eyes, and then you point to her eyes,
You're I'm
yeah, do a little chicken dance with there, yeah. It's you're doing the baseball signs, all right,
banging on the trash can.
Well, good luck with that. I mean, so how long has this been instituted?
Since the beginning of the year.
Okay, so has it cut down on distractions?
No. I actually don't usually follow all I do is the bathroom one, but then, I just get up to blow my nose. I don't need to tell my teacher I need to use hand sanitizer.
Yeah, look, just blow your nose. Like, it seems to me like just get up, blow your nose.
Yeah.
Or like, what if you have your own tissues? Like, do you have to get permission to blow tissues at your desk?
Actually, I think if, because we're in like kind of like 2x2, so if the person next to me just like, and I'd be like, yuck.
Well, I mean, you're a man of many talents. One of your talents is you are able to blow your nose very loudly.
It's like
You have like a honk noise going on there.
train horn.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what you got going there. All right, let's change gears. This is interesting to learn about your history class. I'm glad I now know that, and I hopefully our listeners are excited to hear about that too.
Yes.
So David's a teen driver, right?
Yeah.
He's beat up that Mazda we got him pretty good. And, I know that you've been talking like you guys like Mustangs for some reason.
Oh, yes.
And so I have a buddy of mine, and he has this Mustang. It's a V8.
Yeah.
It's stick shift. It's pretty fast. It's probably like, I don't know how old it is. Probably a 90s version. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. And part of me is thinking like, man, that'd be kind of cool. Like, I could buy that. There's some work that needs to be done on it to get it going running. So cool. But then I'm thinking like, why would I buy you guys a car that goes way too fast, that you're going to be targeted from police officers to give tickets, and you guys are probably going to crash anyway. And so I was thinking of other alternatives that would be better to buy teenage drivers.
Yes.
And so I came up with a couple of ideas. I just want to run them past you.
One sec, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there. So you said that it needs some work, right?
Yeah.
I think this would be a great father-son bonding thing with the boys, because we could just like go outside in the front yard like, okay boys, hop out the video game, stop being nerds, go help me fix the car.
That's why we're doing this podcast. I don't want to bond with you too much.
Well, it doesn't have to be me, it can be also Ralph and David too.
Look man, spending time with you is pretty good. I don't know if I can handle it. Okay. All right, so here's some ideas I came up with. Teen cars. Mm-hmm. Okay, idea number 1, a hearse.
Can I see a picture?
Do you know what a hearse is?
Is it ugly?
A hearse is the car that they take caskets in.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it's like kind of like a limousine, except for it only seats 2 in the front and then a big old storage container in the back.
No.
No? All right, the next one. An old ambulance.
Yes. I'll tell you why. Because you can get an awesome spray paint job, or just spray paint it normal, and then you can like put like a couch in the back and a TV and stuff like that. Okay.
Another one idea would be like a van from the 1970s.
Maybe, I don't know.
Same kind of thing where you can just kind of load it up.
Yeah.
Another one is a short bus. Like the school bus, but the short one.
That'd be pretty cool too, because you could like load it up. But
yeah.
I wouldn't. Me personally, I remember I used to want that, like something like that, where I could like load stuff up in it. But then I was like, actually no. Then I can't go through like fast food stuff and like.
Oh yeah, it would suck. You couldn't go to parking garages.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
But the hearse you could.
Yeah.
Just imagine. I want to picture this in your mind, right? There's this girl. She's cute. You get the nerves. You ask her to go on a date. She says yes. All right, I'll pick you up at 6. You go to her house, and there you are in this hearse. And then I think if you buy a hearse, you are obligated to put a casket in the back. And I think you just probably put just things in there like a bowling ball in there, so as you're turning, like it just kind of, makes noises.
Yeah. So if I was this girl and this boy asked me on a date, I'm like, oh yeah, he's so nice, oh yeah.
What girl wouldn't say yes to going on a date with you?
Yeah. It'd be
you kiss college girls.
Yeah, it'd be a dream come true for them. And so, basically, I walk out and I see this hearse, and I think he's gonna kill me tonight. That's why he has this hearse. He already has the casket ready and stuff like that. I'd be scared out of my mind.
Yeah, then you tell her, hey, so we're going to go meet up with some of my friends and we're going to play hide and seek in the cemetery.
Oh, yes. You're like, oh!
All right, so something, I asked you to think about this earlier in the week. I don't know if you came up with anything. I got a couple ideas.
Yes.
All right, so what are some things that are fake that we accept as okay and normal, but they aren't okay or normal?
Yeah.
Did you come up with anything?
Kind of Easter Bunny, maybe?
All right, so yeah, what we accept the Easter Bunny, but okay, what's your beef with Easter Bunny?
Okay, no, I actually do have one. So the groundhog shadow thing, we accept it as okay and normal when we just pull the groundhog out from. It's like if you wake an old man up from his nap and then you just lift him up in the air and see if he has a shadow.
Yeah, like what does this groundhog, is it? And I know they always have like a specific groundhog. So why is it that groundhog? Like, did they test that groundhog and determine like, oh, this has some meteorological capabilities, and so we need to trust him?
He can like see like into space, and he can see like the planets line up, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's not really okay and normal when you just.
Yeah, now there's more winter or less winter because of it.
It's like, it's like Lion King when it's like the very beginning when he lifts up the little lion cub in the air. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, okay, something while we're on Lion King, sorry, but do you know the live action? There is not a real bit of footage in it. It's all just CGI.
I've not seen that movie. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'll maybe have to watch it. Is it any good?
I don't know.
Review potentially pending for next week.
Oh, yeah.
On this podcast about movie reviews that doesn't review movies.
Yeah.
All right, so here's something, things that we accept as normal but aren't normal and okay. So one I thought of is, so we'll talk about Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He's watching you all the time. If any other individual is creeping on you, that's not cool.
Yeah, that is what I call a weirdo.
It's called Stranger Danger, is what that's called.
Yeah. Hey kid, hop into my sled with a bunch of gifts.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He has a bunch of gifts in his sled to lure kids.
Yeah, this is all right. I like Christmas. Let's not make it into a pedophile thing, but just beware, be leery of that.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another one. We'll talk Disney characters.
Yeah.
Why does Donald Duck not wear pants? He's a duck, so being a duck, you don't have to wear anything. But like
professional flasher,
like he wears a shirt, and a hat, but no pants.
No wonder Daisy likes him so much.
So speaking of Donald Duck, like what's his, like this dude has some serious anger management issues.
Yeah, I think he should go to JAM class, junior anger management.
Junior. Why not just AM class, anger management? Well,
because he is like on a show for little kids.
Yeah, but he's a grown adult, allegedly. His nephew's Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah, I don't know who their parents are.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know. But why is he so angry on a show for kids?
So here's the other thing that's weird, right? So Mickey Mouse has his friend Goofy, who is a dog. And then he also has a dog named Pluto that is a dog.
And
so his dog Pluto is a pet, and then his friend Goofy, who is also a dog, is just cool. Like he's just whatever. He's just there for the ride.
That is so weird.
And you've always accepted as if that's normal and okay.
I thought Goofy was some type of monkey. Sorry, but I don't even think he was a dog.
All right.
He just looks like a funny monkey.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. He's definitely not a monkey, dude. All right. All right, dude. I don't know what to say on that one. Moving on. Okay, let's talk challenge accepted.
Oh, okay. So right now you own a Tesla.
I am a Tesla owner. And look, a lot of people, they'll make judgments, I think, when they think, oh, you own a Tesla. I think, look, there's stereotypes that exist all over the world. And when you envision your mind a Tesla owner, and maybe I fit that box, right? I play tennis, so I'm kind of a snob, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm in a management role in my work, so there you go. So maybe I do fit the Tesla model. But let me be very clear. I did not do it for the environment. I did it because I like it because it goes fast.
Yes. And so, since it goes so fast, it says, like, 7 minutes to go to the store. And
navigation 7 minutes away, yeah.
Yeah, and so we're like, we like, when we first got the Tesla, it was kind of new, and we would always yell, like, Tesla, when we saw a Tesla. And so, when we saw, like, it's like 7 minutes, you'd say, Challenge accepted.
Yeah, and that's so again, like tonight we're going to tennis, and so I know where it's at, but for whatever reason I just put it in the navigation because sometimes they'll tell me, hey, there's an accident ahead, so I'll take a different route or whatever.
Yeah.
And say, oh, it's 15 minutes to your destination, and I always say, okay, I'm going to beat that.
Yeah, and then you're just like weaving in and out, people threading the needle.
And I guess that fits the Tesla stereotype because you would expect a Tesla driver to kind of be obnoxious and a jerk about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I fit that stereotype.
Yeah. You play tennis. You live in a kind of big-ish house.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a jerk, dude.
Yeah.
I need to kind of do some self-evaluation and I do CrossFit.
Well, at least you don't spoil your kids. But
maybe I do spoil my kids. You're spoiled and you don't even know it. Typical Tesla kid.
Okay.
All right, challenge accepted. And so look, whether you have a Tesla or not, if you're ever using Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever kind of maps you're using, and it tells you, hey, we anticipate it's going to take you 22 minutes, just say challenge accepted. See if you can beat that.
Yeah.
Be better than that.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think this is a good time for our old man moment.
Oh.
Old man moments. Potentially sponsored by Old Spice.
Contracts pending.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know did I tell you this? I actually reached out to Old Spice.
Yeah, you sent an email.
And we are waiting to hear back from them. They said I should give them 4 to 8 days to respond.
When did you send that email?
It's probably been 4 business days since I sent that to them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm expecting a contract in my email probably by the end of this recording.
Yes.
All right, so we got a buddy, Ben. I don't even know, do we call him a buddy? He's listened to half of the episodes.
If he listens to this one, then he's our friend.
All right, well, we're not going to tell him.
Yeah.
If you know Ben, don't tell him that this is the requirement for his friendship.
Ben, if you listen to this, the next time you see me, I want you to say a secret combination of words.
No, we're not going to do it. Okay. All right. Okay, because some guy named Ben is going to go up and kidnap you now. He's going to say, hey, come into my sleigh with toys.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we go pick up Ben for tennis almost every week. He lives in a gated community. I can never remember his gate code. And so, like, you would think after so many weeks it would just sink in that it's pound whatever. I can't do it. It's just, like, there's so many number combinations and passwords that I have. I refuse to just memorize his 4-digit code.
Yeah, I think, I don't really know. I kind of like gates codes, but, like, gates, but I hate gates that are just terrible. Like,
our gate's terrible. Our gate's the worst.
One gate opens fully, and then the other one takes 10 minutes to open.
Yeah. So here's a quick life hack, and this is not universal, but it's more true than it's not. If you're at a gate and you can't remember the gate code, get out of your car and look on top of the gate code machine, and almost always there will be written on there the gate code.
Huh.
It's used for garbage men, for bus drivers, like the handicapped bus drivers, school bus, whatever, and for delivery drivers.
Yeah. Oh, so we were kind of on the topic for cars, and I'd like to tell everybody that you do have a turbo button in your car. It is the 2 red triangle. It's like a red triangle, and then inside a smaller red triangle.
So let me tell you a story. So speaking of Mustangs, let me tell this story. So we had a friend. His name's Mark Andrews. When I was a kid. And Mark Andrews, like, when I was this kid, he was like the superhero-esque figure. I'm going to tell 2 Mark Andrews stories. Yeah. I don't know if he's a listener, but I'm going to tell him that, somebody should tell him, hey, you got mentioned in this podcast. It's blown up. It's a big deal. You're a superhero, basically.
Somebody wants them to talk about it when they die.
Yeah, so he came over to our house, and he had bought this brand new Mustang, black. I don't know if it was a convertible or not, but I just remember looking at this thing. It was sexy. This car, I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, and this car was like the coolest thing. He had a custom license plate that said "Eat Dust" on it.
Oh.
And so you're just like, this is amazing. And so he goes, hey, do you want to go for a ride? Of course I wanted to go for a ride. Like, what kid wouldn't want to go for a ride?
Yeah.
And so I get in this car, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. And you're just, the leather seats, and you're buckling up and everything. And he goes, yeah, let's go, let's do this. And so we're going and we're driving around, and then we kind of get to this street where you can open up. And he goes, hey, you want to feel the power of this thing? I'll go, yeah. He goes, hit that turbo button. And so I hit that turbo button and boom, man, this car just went to the next gear, like took off. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
And so for years I was convinced that his Mustang had turbo. Well, no, it was the emergency flashers. And Jonathan, my car doesn't have turbo. It's just the emergency. It's the 4-way flashers, buddy.
What? I don't know what that is. Like, point it out to me.
Right here, brother. 4-way flash.
Turbo button.
No, I can't push this in the van.
I wouldn't push this in the garage.
Yeah, just so you guys know, we're recording this. We are sitting in my car in the garage right now. That's why we're having this. So, all right, here's story number 2 about Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
So it's tax season. My dad, like my mom mentioned, he was a tax accountant, and so it's tax season. My dad is gone. He's working long hours. And it's probably like the end of February, beginning of March. So like it has gotten warm, but then it cools down again. You know how the Vegas weather is. Like, it's like, it's like 70 degrees. And then all of a sudden it's the high is 40 degrees and it's cold again.
Yeah.
So when it had warmed, we had a fireplace in our house, like a real fireplace, not the gas ones, like the actual, you put wood in their fireplace.
Yeah.
And when it warmed up, for whatever reason, somebody had closed the flume or whatever. Again, words aren't my tool here, but whatever the thing is that opens and closes the chimney.
Yeah.
So we closed that, and it had gotten cold again, and so my mom wanted to have a fire going. She wanted to kind of warm up the house, have a fire, read a book, whatever. And so she starts the fire, and the house is filling up with smoke.
Because the flume's
closed. And so she's like, Steve is, he's miles away. It would take him forever to get there.
Yeah.
And so she calls the person that she knows who lives close by, who can get there in a hurry, Mark Andrews. And so my recollection is, I'm a little kid. I'm probably like 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And my recollection is like, we're in the house. It's filling up with smoke. The smoke detectors are going off. It's pretty chaotic. And then all of a sudden, in rushes Mark Andrews, just bam, busts through that door, runs in, bare hand grabs a burning log and throws it out the back door. And at that moment, I was like, this guy, he could have been like God. Like he was Superman in my eyes. Like there was nothing he couldn't do.
You like walked in and you're like, can I have your autograph?
I was like, dude, that guy's like, the only thing would have been cool is if he came in with like no shirt on.
He was like, sorry guys, just came out of the shower.
He was just like all barrel chested, 6-pack abs,
Yeah.
Here you go. Let me take care of this for you. Oh, Mark, you're our hero.
He's like, you go up to him and like, can I have your autograph? And he grabs a paper in his hands, a little bit on fire. You're like, oh, my bad.
Let me just write it in ash here. Yeah. Yeah, so that's Mark Andrews. He was super cool guy. Really, really liked him. Good man. He's an amazing photographer. So if you do a little Mark Andrews photography Google search, you'll see some amazing photography in the Southern Nevada area.
That's pretty cool.
So there's something I want to talk about too. I was re-listening to our podcast from last week. My mom was on.
Yeah.
And she was telling us the story of when she founded the book club.
Yeah.
Remember the story?
The Ladies of the Evening.
Ladies of the Evening. A classic name for a predominantly LDS book club for women.
Yeah. So
she said something that just, to me, it was generational. And that was like the dads did not want to babysit their kids. And so the moms had to put the kids to bed. And so I'm going to ask you a question. How many times do you think I have babysat you? I know the answer.
0?
0. Do you know why I've babysat you 0 times?
Because whenever you're either the guy that's gone, or you're just like on like, I don't know. Yeah.
No, your answer is right, 0. But the reasoning behind it is wrong. The reason I've babysat you 0 times is because you're my son, right? And so that's a father responsibility.
Yeah.
So if Renee's like, hey, I'm going to go have girls' night, will you watch the kids? That's not called babysitting. That's called being a father.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so to anybody who's, you're having a kid, like to Addison and Brandon, right? They're having a baby. So Brandon, if you got to watch baby Eliza, you are not babysitting. It's called you are watching your kid. You are being a father.
Do not sit on that baby.
Don't sit on that baby. We will not appreciate that.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty problematic.
That'd be problematic. Eliza won't appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I just that made me laugh. To me, there's generational things that, they were okay back then, and to me, I don't know, maybe they're not okay now. I don't know.
So I think right now is a very good time to recognize that we are sponsored by Doc R. Haldeman LLC, And Dr. Haldman can help you with women's health, mental health, addiction,
recovery, PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD. And she, like, acupuncture works by having energy flow through your body.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we're going to start a segment. We'll start it next week where it's called Miracle of the Week.
Yeah.
And where Renee will kind of tell us the story of that, basically a miracle of what's happened. She was telling me one the other day. There's a lady who was having severe pain. A lot of pain in her wrists and elbows. She's a tennis player. She didn't want to give up playing tennis. She's like, I don't want to stop playing. I need to get rid of this pain.
Yeah.
And so she had some other issues that were going on as well. Anyway, she, put a bunch of needles in her. And after a couple of visits, she was like, I'm feeling back to normal again.
Yeah.
There's one lady who, she told me about this one. This was a few months back there where this lady had horses and she just hadn't been able to tend to her horses forever because she's just in so much pain. And so after the first visit, she felt like a kid again almost. She had so much energy. She overdid a little bit where she was cleaning out the stalls and riding the horses and brushing them and all that stuff. And so then after 2 days, she kind of crashed back to where she was, but she was able to go back for additional treatments and get back feeling again.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So a lot of times people ask, I've asked Renee this question, like, ideally, how many times does somebody have to go see you to get healing? Because it's, it costs money. You got to spend money on it. It takes time. And her answer is ideally within 5 visits, if not sooner, we can have significant improvement. So just so you know, something good. Are we going to do quote of the week?
Yes, we are.
All right, so quote of the week is brought to you by Webster's Dictionary. I don't think Webster's Dictionary is ever going to sponsor us. We're going to need to find a new sponsor for that.
I don't think Webster's Dictionary is that actually.
Yeah, have you ever seen like Webster's Dictionary on a NASCAR or advertising sports?
I haven't.
All right, quote of the week is brought to you by Nutella.
Yeah, Nutella.
Bringing you chocolatey, delicious something. Hazelnut.
Yeah. Okay. So the quote of the week is: "If we're not meant to have midnight snacks, why is there a light in the fridge?"
Yeah, and you know who said that? Unknown.
We do not know who said
Anonymous. Anonymous says a lot of great things.
I know. In my class, there's like a couple quotes that like on the walls that says, like, I don't know, like, go follow your dreams or something like that.
Anonymous.
Yeah, and I was like,
that anonymous guy.
Yeah, I've never actually. I'd love to get his autograph.
I almost named you Anonymous.
Actually?
Yeah, why not? Think of all the quotes you'd be attributed to.
Yeah, or like unknown.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Follow us. Share.
Yeah, tell your friends about us. We got a lot of listens from the podcast. We've kind of been blowing up lately. We are in Canada, in England, in Ecuador, in Venezuela.
And thank you for listening if you're in any of those.
Gracias por escuchar.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. Okay, thanks so much. We appreciate you listening.
Okay, bye.